Welcome back to Wakeboarding Unleashed. This is the 5th level, Hong Kong.
Would you say that Hong Kong is your favorite level?
Fuck Hong Kong. This level kind of sucks. I'm just gonna get that out of the way. Also, after beating Florida, after beating the competition level, you unlock a new board. There's a second competition level, that's the Delta. So you get another board there. I think there's 4 boards, maybe you get the 4th for beating the whole game. I haven't actually done the objectives ever for the last level at this point, but I'm up to that. So also this takes place in Aberdeen Harbor, which is a real place.
Yeah, I was a little surprised by that name, but I guess the British did own Hong Kong for a long time, so I guess it makes sense that they call it Aberdeen Harbor. Though I don't know what a junk driver is.
He has junk on boat, or maybe he's, I don't know, collecting junk or something? I don't know. Or maybe it's kind of like a slur? I don't know.
Yeah, so that happens. That happens in Hong Kong a lot. You get hit by a bus, and then the bus becomes just like this empty box.
It's just an empty shell. I don't even think it had wheels. My really shitty performance at the start basically sets the tone of the level. It's just so cluttered. Like, I thought the bayou was bad. No, this is pretty bad.
Yeah, like this beginning part doesn't seem too bad, and then the boats start to come in, and then it starts to get a little bit clusterfucky. But then right before you get back to the starting area, there's this section where there's just a ton of junk on your left side, and it really makes me wonder what those junk drivers are doing, because they are certainly not doing whatever junk drivers are supposed to be doing, I assume.
If they're getting rid of the junk, then why are we stopping them? If they're bringing the junk there, then why would they do that in the first place, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, they probably aren't, but
Who knows, man?
soak that stuff, yeah.
I feel like the little straw hats that they're wearing are a little bit racist, but that's, I mean, I don't really know why you would wear a straw hat like that when you live in the city of Hong Kong and it's nighttime.
At least there are people in this level,
I guess,
unlike half the levels. You know, Springfield, it was just us and some animals, left to fend for ourselves in the year 2060 on the Isle of Springfield.
Yeah. Wait, that was hardly an Isle of Springfield.
Remember my movie idea?
Right, but I mean,
That's like a scene, in it, in the
somebody finds wakeboarding equipment in a boat, and then they were like, "Oh my god, I have a great idea."
The finale of the movie, Parks Bonifay has to save the sheep and the cows from dying, I guess.
I would watch that movie, actually. Yeah.
But yeah, coming up here, you've got to be really, really careful, going off of the wake or grinding something, because stuff that you don't think is gonna crashes you. And I didn't even last one lap, and my groove meter went all the way down. And that's a problem, because there's one objective in this level called Lapdog, where you have to do 3 laps around the harbor. And I don't know if the game developers thought it would be easier, or if, they intended for it to be this hard, or maybe I'm psyching myself out or something, maybe I'm going for too big a combos or something. But I always manage to I can do well for about a lap, and then I just start fucking up, everything. Going for a combo, doing well, then I'll crash, or then I'll run into something I'll crash in a new way, and oh my god, it took me 4 entire 3-lap attempts before I finally got it. But you'll see that later in the video. I cut that out.
So we were talking about this a minute, just before we started recording, and I asked you what that LGC, what those are. There's an S too, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And your response to me was,
I don't know.
And I don't know either. So I'm trying to figure out what it is. And you started off with an L and a G in the beginning of the level, and then when you fucked it up just before you fucked it up, you got a C. And I don't know what that means.
I think S might stand for switch. Like, you know, if Parks Bonifay normally rides like this, if you do a 180, he'd get an S maybe, but I don't know what the L, G, or C stand for.
I think I saw you do a switch earlier, and the S didn't appear. The S hasn't appeared this level. So if you've done any switching that should have done that, I don't know.
I don't think the game explains that.
Maybe we should look it up.
And another thing the game doesn't explain, which I've kind of been wanting to talk about for a little bit now, is like on the stats screen, one of the stats is air control. I have no idea what air control is. You can't, like I said,
You're an airbender. Okay, go ahead.
I think I said in a previous video, you know, you can't really move around in the air. Like, you can turn, but you can't make your guy go more to the left or the right. So I don't know what air control means. The only thing I could think of is that it improves your landings if you land sideways or something. And this is one of those games where you can land, you know, spinning around and land all the time, but, you know, like if you let go of the rope but you land sideways, your guy basically doesn't have any forward momentum. Maybe if you max out air control, you get more of that.
I was thinking maybe it makes it so you're able to pull tricks in the air faster or something. But I guess that's not. I don't know.
I don't know. I really don't know, and so that stat goes kind of. I mean, I've put points into it, but I don't feel a difference. All right, so 9 minutes later, and basically one crash away from losing, I finally get 3 laps around the harbor. I really like, you know, I can keep the groove up to max for like the first lap, but then the groove starts to count down faster. So you need to do better combos. And usually I go to do an awesome combo and I'm doing more in the combo. Oh, I fucked it up somewhere along the way. Should have just counted my losses. I don't know. That's weight. That's I don't know. I didn't have a very fun time with that challenge.
Yeah, you have like that 9 or so, well, however many minutes of non-successful footage. Oh, here's something that I wanted to point out. Okay, notice he's grinding and stuff, and his balance bar and his manual bar and stuff, those things are all like scaled to him over there. So, I mean, that shit looks really hard to see. Like, yeah. I can see, like, even on a big screen TV. Like, you remember in Dead Rising, the first one, the text was really small and all that. You know, I played that on the big screen TV that my parents had when I was a kid, and even on that screen, we couldn't read any of the writing. Like, it was so small there, and I'm sure it was a similar experience for this game. When on a small screen, that's impossible to see. On a big screen, it's very hard to see.
On my I don't know, like 30-inch TV or something, I still have a hard time seeing the balance bar if my guy gets kind of far away on the video shoots. Yeah, they should have probably not done that or worked on that some.
Like, I would have implemented that as part of the HUD, as opposed to like what looks like an object floating next to him, you know. But I don't know. That's something sort of small, I guess. Because, I mean, it's not like you have to do that all the time. Like, video shoot you do on every level once instead of like constantly. If it was constantly a problem, that would be a much bigger glaring issue.
There's one other issue about the balance bars that does pretty much show up whenever, and that is like the place on the screen where the grind balance bar is the exact same place where the notifications show up if you've completed a challenge or switched paths or unlock something. So, you know, I'm grinding, I do something right, I unlock a challenge, and I can't see my balance anymore because the text is right in the way. and I have crashed because of that. And I'm just like, please move it up a little bit or move it down a little bit.
Or maybe just put the words behind it.
I don't know. That also might be a bit weird. But please don't put it right in front of the balance bar. But,
How bad is finding the stars?
They're, if you collect one, you'll collect 20. Yeah, they're in several lines, tricky lines. That's still good.
So that's not too bad.
Yeah.
You just gotta afford it.
Yeah.
You're grinding on a bus. Nice.
Another good thing about this level is that it gives you a lot of gaps just through doing the challenges. Like you do a challenge and you'll get like 3 or so gaps in a row because one of them will be, jump up onto the street. The next one will be grind a bus. The next one will be jump from the bus to the edge of the street. But, you do that naturally, with how the boat sets you up. So you fill those up pretty quickly. Now, this level doesn't have, like, a get 7 gaps challenge or anything. If it had one of those, I'd probably be able to complete it fairly easily.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just like seeing, oh, you got, like, 3 or 4 blue gaps. It makes me think I actually know the level.
Yeah. That's cool.
I have no idea how to get the stars on that plank to the right. Because I was thinking maybe that's something where you have to hold on to the boat and it'll turn you. But you can't even get out to those planks if you hold onto the boat. You have to let go. So, I don't know. That's probably a gap, and I need to know how to do that if I want to get all the stars, if whatever bonus I get for doing that on each level is good. We still haven't figured out what that is.
I might, yeah.
That's probably something I could look up pretty easily. Then again, this game, doesn't really have a lot of resources online. It doesn't have a game facts. It does have a game facts page, but no walkthroughs.
Really?
Much like Jet X2O.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I should write a walkthrough for this game, Like, for this challenge, do this. Just kind of go 10 feet to the right of the target and still get it,
Do you think there's demand for it?
Nope.
Right,
But
we should do it, yeah.
yeah. When have I ever not done something just because there's no demand for it?
When have you ever not? Yeah, yeah. That's
No one demanded I play extreme sports games. The 3 people who read my thread are glad that I do, but...
Hey. I haven't had access to a computer for a while, so it's just been 2. Oh wait, were you counting yourself?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
I wasn't. I was counting you and the 2 other people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you should get on to posting my thread again. I've really missed you.
Yeah, my computer was out of commission, but there it is over there. They instead of fixing my computer, they just shipped me a new one, which I guess is good-ish.
So you can expect the next episode of The Hobbit in a week.
Maybe, probably not.
No, probably not. That's probably dead.
I could redo it or something. I don't know.
So
I miss doing that.
So after you get to the objectives, the challenges are pretty normal. The break the targets, basically break the targets, tricky gap, and such. Offers you things you might not have thought of on your own. Or you got to collect the 5 letters in a row, or the numbers in a row, and then the 10 numbers in a row. They're the same challenges you've seen before. This challenge is one where I feel like it doesn't exactly work right, because at least for me, I have to let go of the rope pretty much like as I'm coming up onto the boat that I grind. Like you saw that, I had to let go of the rope, because if I hold on to the rope, the boat will drag me in the air and to the side, and I won't be able to grind it. That's sort of in contrast to the Springfield tricky gap, where all I needed to do was jump right, and I could just let it go.
Across the boat, yeah.
Yeah. And, okay, this challenge is also kind of bad, but only because the game will do a new thing to you each time. Like, you'll screw it up in a new way each time. I obviously left all of my failed attempts out, but apparently the internet has a weird fascination with watching people fail something over and over and over. I remember there was a guy who was doing a Super Mario 64 Let's Play using only his feet, and one of the levels took him like an hour, 10 minutes or such, and he was like, hey Thread, if you want to see the full hour and 10 minutes, just say so. And everyone was like, yeah, we want to see it. So, if you want to watch 9 minutes of me trying lapdogs and then 5 minutes of me trying that but getting screwed in a new way each time, I can do that as a bonus video, you know.
I would love to see that. Laugh at your misfortune. Aha! Aha! Aha!
You're losing your voice.
Yeah, I'm not good at laughing.
I mean, if people want to see that, I guess. I guess I will. I don't know why, but everyone who asks and then gets responses goes, I don't know why. But all right, so Hong Kong is over with.
Woo!
Just kind of a rough level in places. And next time I'll see you in the next level, Belize, or is it Belize? You know,
Belize.
Belize. All right, see you then.